How y'all doing? This is gonna be my Power Ranger review. What's up, everybody? It is your boy Lunar Neos. Y'all probably a lot of y'all don't know me, but my Twitch people know me as the Ryukage. We well they've been knowing about how long I've been waiting on this moment. I've been waiting on this. I've been waiting on this damn anniversary for a minute. The fact that they even pulled this off is amazing. They shot it like last minute. That's what I heard, and I heard that like nothing like I mean you basically tell like nothing was advertised for it. Nothing was like I don't know. It's like Netflix and Hasbro just kind of like said here 30 years here's something the make it seem like they care or whatever. But other than that, but besides that, the fact that they even pulled it off and did it and um, gathered like different cast member, not just from season one, but from season two and season three, with Cat being the Pink Ranger that's on the spot, which we know why Rocket and Cat was there because Jason and Kimberly and Tommy didn't come back, which when they shot this, Tommy was alive and he turned it down, and it sucks what happened or whatnot. But besides that, like the fact that this actually happened is amazing. So here's my thoughts with the Power Ranger review. This is my Power Ranger review. This is my thoughts on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers once and always. So opening up, they just get straight to the point and kill Trini. The fact that they just open up and kill Trini is crazy. Like they actually killed somebody. First off, I mean, if you watch Super Sentai, Super Sentai, they'll kill somebody quick in a show. Like it don't matter what's going on. Like if the story deems it worthy and they feel like killing somebody off, they will kill that character off. The fact that Power Rangers stepped foot into that and did that is it's pretty dope. Like it lets us know that as fans they grew up with the show. Granted, I'm not the biggest Mighty Morphin fan. I'm more like season 3 when they was like the ninjas, but I'm a Zeo fan. Like Zeo was my season. I was born in '92, so Zeo was the season I fell in love with. Zeo was the season that I in my head it was Zeo the TV show, and then Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was the movie, and then when you find out when they started doing Power Rangers playback or whatever back in the day for you kids watchers, that's when I found out about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers or whatever. And so Jason was my favorite Ranger in Zeo, and so when I found out he was a Red Ranger, I became a lover of Red Rangers. So that's off track. Being Mighty Morphin though, just the thoughts overall of them, stepping foot into a new territory, and them actually saying the word kill, which is crazy. Not words like destroy or disappear. The anime trope words of that they replace for kill or whatever when stuff is tailored for kids. I enjoyed it. I don't feel like they they pushed it in your face, but they let us know off top that it was this story is for us, and and people who grow with it, and if you got kids they can watch it too. So killing out Trini, the actor, she died back in 2001, and so me personally, I feel like killing her off by Rita is weird, instead of just killing her off screen. But it makes sense story wise, like to kill her like that, like to kill the actual character off like that, and and then make the story revolve around her daughter, Lost, Billy, and Zach. By the way, Billy and Zach coming back into their roles was amazing. Only thing is, but not really the only thing, but like seeing like how Zach, him leaving the peace conference, becoming a congressman, that's a pretty dope. That's a dope way to like evolve his character. On top of, if you read the comics, the Congress, like the peace conference was a fake, and he became a, um, him and Jason and Trini became the Solar Rangers. And not the Solar Rangers, the Omega Rangers. I'm sorry, Solar Rangers is something different. The Omega Rangers. So even with like, if you don't know the comics continuity and you just know the peace conference stuff, it makes sense because if you read the comics and like Zach became like basically like an ambassador for the different races on what was the planet called? Not Prometheus. Damn, I keep getting the planets mixed up. But Zach being like a congressman makes sense with him being older now, and like everything that happened with him as a character. It just makes sense. It's full circle. But the one thing that kept bothering me is just like he's the one that worries about the rules now. He's the one that like it didn't really bother me. It just showed like his growth. Like he's the one that's all about the rules now. And Billy's more of the one that like, rules are meant to be broken, which, I think it fit their character that like, like Billy when he went to Aquatar and just his life that he grew up, he done seen a lot. He done been in space. He done seen all kinds of like devastating things that didn't happen in the universe since their era of being Rangers. And so he done probably been through some stuff that was like, yeah, man, like, rules are there, but sometimes like, we got to get it out the mud, you know what I'm saying? So the fact that like they're like the contrasting, they're the contrast. What I'm trying to say, they are the clashing force in the story that moves it forward, and I enjoyed that. I really do enjoy that. And their argument with about telling like men about her, is it men? Yeah, men about her mom, and just and finding out that Trini was a single mom, that kind of sucks. Like, me personally, I always wanted like Trini and Jason to be together. Like I wish like they would have said like Jason, but then that wouldn't have made sense because then Jason would have it'd have been it'd have been a lot to include Jason, and he's not there. And then Jason's not nothing special. But anyway, regardless, it sucks that Trini was a single mom. Whoever knocked up Trini, the GOAT, but he left, so he ain't shit. But anyway, besides the point, Zach stepping up and like getting rid of, like letting go of the congressman job and stepping up to the plate to be basically a parent, like Uncle Zach. To me, that was like that's crazy to even think about. Like, and that's another thing that like you just see the growth of Zach's character. That's just so dope. Like that is like I don't know, like the love they show Zach and Billy. Granted, this was a homage to the first season with the other people their cameo and just being of help. But you could tell like this is very much like a Zach, Billy, and Men story, and they're the plot, and they're circled around, and just to see Zach being Papa Zach basically like lay down the laws, and the fact that like you saw him training men, like he was training her, eventually like they're gonna be too old to be the Rangers, even though they still got it. But he's seeing long term, and so Zach's plan probably was to make men the Yellow Ranger. It just wasn't right. It just wasn't right at that moment. So with that being said, like when you get to like the anniversary of Trini's death, and they're going to the grave and stuff. Uh, how they wrote out the other characters that wasn't there, I love that. I love, like, people may say it's corny or whatever, but it's like the Rangers have been captured and turned into all sorts of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've been captured in pizzas. They've been captured. They've been made into toys before. And so anybody that doesn't like, and it may be corny and it may be cheesy to, other people, but if it's Power Rangers, I didn't have no problem with that. I liked it. But how they wrote out Jason, Kimberly, and Tommy was pretty cool. Even though we know, like, Kimberly, I can see getting captured that easily, but how they captured Jason, I don't know. They could have made my boy put up a better fight. Like, even though he was the first to get captured, so he didn't really know. Like, catching Jason off guard, that is, I can see that happening, especially comics. Like, if you read the comics with the Omega Rangers stuff, catching Jason off guard, that's right. But Tommy seeing that doesn't really make sense. Like, unless, like, you would have, like, fed into Tommy's anger, like, trying to, like, save Jason, like him acting off rash. But they're all in their, like, they're all in their 40s and 50s at this point in this story. So they got, like, I don't know, like, they didn't show the chiseled uh mentored Rangers that we know. Like, Tommy has been a mentor, so, like, him getting captured that easy, I don't know. I like how they did it. I just wished it was a little bit more give and take from the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? Even Kimberly, like, we haven't seen Kimberly in a while, so, like, her being just rusty fighting would have made sense or whatever. Um, One of the first Easter eggs that I noticed was the grave of, like, that announcer guy. I can't remember what season he was on. I think he was from season 2. He may have been from season 3, or he may, I don't know. The announcer dude that was in one of those TV shows. They killed him off. He was, like, had one of the tombstone graves. I thought that was hilarious. Um, what else? Billy and uh Billy and Zach escaping. Them realizing, like, the situation, like, it goes back to, like, the maturity, like, which they played into Zach's and Billy's characters to a T. Even Rocky and Katz, and I get to them later, but, like, it's just that, the little give and take with Jason and Tommy and Kimberly. I know they had to be wrote out the story, quickly, to, like, get, because we can only not see them outside of their suits for so long until, something happens. So I just wish it was a little bit more. I wish this special was a little bit longer. Like, it's a special. I wish it was a full blown just movie. Like, if it would have been like an hour 30 max, I feel like little stuff, the little gripes that I had problems with would have been would have been fine. Even though I still like the special, I'm still not complaining. Like, I'm not complaining. Even little gripes, I'm not complaining. It's just that the little gripes, if this was a full blown movie that they cared about, it would have been a 10 out of 10. Like, it's still a 10 out of 10, but I'm way ahead of myself. Anyway, um, so we Easter egg announcer got. So when we get back to the house, men just, like, cutthroat to Billy. Granted, I get, like, she's a teenager, she's angry, her mom died. You gotta get, as a angst teen, you gotta let that out somehow. But the cutthroat Billy like that was just damn. Like, she did not, and then the fact she looked him in his eye and said, "Did it sting good?" Like, Jesus, that hurt. That hurt me. And I was sitting there like, God damn, like, damn. I mean, let me know in the comments how y'all felt about that too, cause that shit. was rough, bruh. Um, what was else? Let's see. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. I don't want this to be hella long. Let's see. Now, when we have that argument, we double back to the original. We double back to what you call it? Back to the command center. We get a flashback of Billy, and we realize that he was trying to revive Zordon. And then I love how they did that when the Z Wave happened because Rita created the Mystic Force powers, like she's Mystic Mother. So we know Rita became good, stay good. I love that they are like keeping up with the continuity, bro. Like that's all people be wanting. Like keep up with the continuity, keep up with the story that's established. Granted, like the Power Rangers have been handled by so many people, so many writers. Like some didn't care, some just wrote a story and just said fuck it. Some pay homage. Like the Disney era, them niggas made sure they kept everything intact and to a T. Saban came back, that nigga did not give a fuck what was going on in continuity. And the fact that Hasbro is literally like, you know, they acknowledge what Boom Comics done with the multiverse stuff. I love the multiverse stuff going on with Dino Fury and shit like that. But the fact that everything that done happened with the Z Wave and like how they made like just little stuff like that, it matters to like people like me because I'm a big lore guy. Like everybody that like watch me on Twitch, watch my Destiny videos and stuff like in my Final Fantasy talks on the podcast. Y'all know that like I'm a big lore guy, big on lore, heavy on lore. So the fact that like they paid attention to like just the little stuff like if we're gonna bring Rita back, it has to make sense. And so they finally gave an explanation of what the Z Wave did, and it like dispersed all it separated the evil from their body. So like that person that was Rita is purely good, but the evil energy that she was left her, and it was just out there in space. So anybody that like had the resources could have like made a conduit and like found her and brought her back. But the fact that Billy did it because he located like particles of the Z wave that was still out in space, that lets you know that like behind the scenes whatever he was doing out in space and with Alcatar and all of his adventures and stuff, he still was like trying to find his mentor. That's the same thing like when like in anime and stuff when the mentor dies, like it just hit home. So when you get like stuff like because Zordon was in an energy too, maybe they could reverse it. So it's just dope that like that was their father figure, bro. Like a lot of them didn't have pops and shit. So like Zordon was their dad. So it's just like that. Like I'm pretty sure that still no, it ain't no pretty sure. You see that it still bothers a lot of them to this day. So the fact that Billy had a motive, even though it backfired, and that goes to show that like even the smartest people, like they still have the best intentions. That even still stuff can like fuck up and like not go your way, and it's just a part of life. And then the fact that like him trying to find Zordon brought back Rita, and we find out that Alpha 8 is the body of Rita. It's just that like little stuff like that when like Power Rangers literally a lot like some seasons of Power Rangers, if you notice, like they make their own villains. Like like let's take Tommy for instance with Dino Thunder. Like him and Mesogog worked together, and then like basically Tommy created Mesogog, and so Mesogog was his villain. So he had to stop Mesogog, and then lo and behold, him and when he was in his teacher era, his students being fucking nosy like teenagers are, stumbled upon his lab, found the powers, and they accepted him. The powers accepted them, and then they become the Dino Thunder Rangers, and then they just go on a journey. Got to stop Mesogod, and a lot of stuff is homegrown, like Ninja Storm. Ninja Storm the brothers were like the brother got mad at him, and then I forget Lothar. Lothar got mad at his brother, and then set out revenge. So then they got the Ninja Storm powers and stuff. Same with Jungle Fury. Jungle Fury Pie Short. What is it? The Pie Schwa Masters captured old boy. And then he was out for revenge. Just little stuff like that. I love when Power Rangers become step back into action or become Power Rangers because like a homegrown incident. Those are like the best stories because they're personal at that point. And it's not like like some stories like evil come and it's just like you're the chosen ones, and those stories are dope. But when you get to like the personal stories, they hit a lot better to me. Like Town Force, like Rancid. They captured Rancid. Rancid killed the original Red Ranger. Spoilers if you don't know. He went back in time. They followed him back in time. Vice versa. Anyway, keep it going. I'm getting off track. Find out Billy tried to revive Zordon, and so that's why when you get the opening sequence with Billy's fighting, he lured him out of the command. He lured Rita out of the command center. He sent a distress signal. He morphed, and then they showed up, and it's just I love stuff. I love when movies or stuff just pick up into action. Just start us off, bro. Fuck off. We know why we here. We know why we here. Let's just do it. Let's just do. We know why we here. So that stuff was dope. Another Easter egg that I seen the Bandora Protocol. Super Sentai people like myself. That's one of what I'm saying, Rita's name in Japan was Bandora, Queen Bandora. Oh no, Empress Bandora. I forget. Anyway, and then you saw all the other ranger locations, which was dope, like Turtle Cove and stuff like that, which, later on, when you see another Easter egg with other rangers, uh, it's just dope. Just like Power Rangers has 30 years of history, bruh, and it's just we're at the point now, we should be having movies I love what Super Sentai does. They do the 10-year 20-year after teams, the teams regroup, get to see what they've been doing for years, catch back up with them, and they go on a little adventure, stop the bad guy, or they make time travel or cross over to another dimension, or they make crossover with another team that got the same powers as them, like the Super Sentai had the Ninigers and the Kaku Rangers and the Ninja Storm Rangers. They all did a dope ass team up, and it's just stuff like that. We should have been on that. We should have been doing what Marvel doing. Like Power Rangers has the potential to be doing exactly what Marvel's doing. You got the kid TV shows, and then you give us the adult specials and stuff, and then have a dope ass movie crossover. Man, that shit would sell bonkers, bro. And granted, I'm tired of the Mighty Morphin love. Yes, Mighty Morphin is amazing, but they need to capitalize on this and see that it's wanted, and give us Zeo, give us Turbo, give us In Space, give us Lost Galaxy, give us just go down the line, or give us an Avenger Power Rangers movie, take from the comics, do Shatter Grid, which I don't even know how they missed the chance of Shatter Grid now that Jason David Frank has passed away, which fucking sucks. But they can do a Shatter Grid. They could do the story. They can do the Solar Rangers, man. The Solar Rangers is the dopest concept, man. That's basically the Avengers, the Power Rangers Avengers, bro. And it's instead of becoming a Solar Rangers, they should just do it to where you just have different rangers from different teams, and do kind of how exactly what they did in Once and Always in Operation Overdrive special, except for a 2 episode. Make it a movie and make it an Avengers team, and then make an Avengers level threat of Power Rangers with fucking who could come back, what was Diva Talk's husband in the Turbo movie? Damn, I can't think of his name right now. but like have him come back. You know what I'm saying? And they make an Avenger squad with like a Mighty Morphin, Jason the Zeo Gold leading, like fucking bring in like a Dino Thunder, bring in fucking gosh, bring in a Jungle Fury Ranger, bring in a so Samurai Ranger. They could do so much with Power Rangers at this point, like so much. And like the fact that like when you see the Rangers that were like captured, it's different Rangers from different seasons. Like you saw what was it, Gold Ranger and Red Ranger from Go Busters. Like I thought that was not Go Busters, but it's Beast Morphers. Um, and I thought that was so dope. Like, and then the fact that Zeo Yellow was there. Like she's the only one from her season that wasn't in the movie. Like the entire Zeo cast was there basically, except for Tommy, but and Jason. No, Tommy and Jason was there represented, but everybody was there in person except for like Zeo Yellow, Tanya. And it's just like she got captured. She was out there, like doing her thug thizzle, bumping with Slizzard and them, and got caught slipping. And it's just like stuff like that. We need more. Except I wanted to see them in those Ranger suits battling. Like it would have been so fire if we would have just seen on the viewing globe. Oh damn, they didn't have a viewing globe. The scene on the screen that they was out here like bumping. Like what if you would have seen like Eric and Wes fighting and then they got captured, you know what I'm saying? And Time Force Red and Quantum Ranger, like, but it didn't even have, but like we're at the point like it didn't even have to be them outside their costumes. Like just show the Ranger suits. Like just showing the Ranger suits would have like made like that moment when you see them captured bitter, like just epic. Like just we need that, man. We need that. Like Power Rangers need to just, Hasbro needs to step it up a notch. Like and sell other things besides Mighty Morphin toys. But anyway, um, I get off I get off the subject so quick. I'm sorry, y'all. Proxy power coins. I love that. That's another thing I love. So now, like everybody's like, how the powers come back and stuff like that. They don't need an explanation. Like Billy has been studying the Morphin grid for 30 years now. So at this point he knows the in and out. Like he don't know all of it obviously because you know what happened, but he knows enough about the Morphin grid to know that like you could tap into it and access the powers again. And that goes back to the comic books and stuff where like Tommy with the Master Morpher, like once you like so like in the comics it's stated that like the Power Ranger powers, like once they're yours like the powers accepted me, like I bonded with the powers. Now if you pass on your powers to somebody else, they have access to those powers, but the powers are still yours. like like I'm the Red Ranger, but I pass it on to my little brother. He taking my place on the team to get the job done, but if I'm still out and I get attacked, I can still access the powers. Get what I'm saying? And it's just like, the fact that now like, Billy has like the proxy power coins, and so like powers that got destroyed, like the Mighty Morphin powers, have been resurrected. So like when you like, so that lets us know like, basically like Forever Red, like Jason, when he passed on his powers, Rocky's powers got destroyed. So Rocky doesn't have the Red Ranger powers no more. But Jason had his powers, like, when Jason used the sword. And it's in the episode, like, they all had the suit on. They just didn't use it no more. And so Jason had his Tyrannosaurus power coin. Rocky's got destroyed. Just like when you see in space, Adam's Adam's Mastodon power coin was destroyed. So his Morpher was destroyed. But what you call it? Zach still had his. So when you get to Operation Overdrive, what was the night? What was the Golden Knight dude? He resurrected who's Adam's Mastodon coin and was able to keep his power. So that's why Adam has the Mastodon power still to this day. So Adam still has his copy coin that the sword, created, while Zack still had his original coin that Zordon gave him. So now Rocky never got a replacement coin, and Cat never got a replacement coin. So when they got their proxy coins in the special, shit like that, again, lore, beautiful, and people probably didn't think of it that deep, but when you read the comics and you pay attention heavy, and then it makes enough room to where like people's head canon or whatever. It's just like there, like Billy has access to it. So even so, like again, Tommy's Master Morpher. He passed on his power, his turbo powers to TJ. TJ's turbo powers got destroyed. Tommy still has his turbo powers. So like in Power Rangers in Space, the blue what was it? The blue Jeep Zord resurrected um what was kid name? Kid Ranger, Blue Ranger, Blake resurrected Blake's power. So Blake still has his power. You get what I'm saying? Like it was just good enough so where like people now can like just write off like, oh, well those powers got destroyed in the show, and if you choose to want your powers back, call up you got Billy. So with that being said, um, Mean is hard headed. So this is the first time she takes the Yellow Ranger Morpher, and she thinks she's just gonna go say the day, and that because she is Trini's daughter, she can just morph with it, and she going out and just not listening at all. So we go back to the command center, and then Cat and all of them, they finally morph, and chef kiss to Cat finally saying pterodactyl. She never said pterodactyl ever. She was always Pink Ranger power, because in season 3, the technically they injected the power coins with the ninja powers and stuff, and just used the suits with the ninja powers and the season 3 powers. And then the new morphing sequence was fire. I loved it. Like they just had their civilian clothes on, and just little stuff like that. Like I loved it. Like I don't know, the seeing that, like it's just nostalgic as fuck. And so when you get to the city and like the shot of the city, like how they shot that, it reminded me like it was very last episode. It's like this feels like this whole thing felt like a last episode of like a season. That's how it was shot basically. It was just like the city destroyed, Putty's going dumb. They got their quirky one-liners. Rocky having this moment, even though they still did my boy dirty this whole goddamn. Uh, they did Rocky dirty, but Rocky still got his shine on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a Rocky fan. I'm a Red Ranger fan. But just seeing Rocky Dawn Red and he doesn't get to be the leader, it's crazy out here for Rocky, bro. But Rocky had his moment, bro. Rocky, like the whole jumping, saving old girl, saving the lady, like falling and stuff. Which, by the way, the putties are ruthless in this special, bro. Like they throwing people out the buildings. They fucking they DDT mean on the table. Like they was like they picked her up and wham. I was like, God damn, they wildin'. Like the putties do not give a fuck this entire special, bruh. I love it. They out for revenge. They on demon time. What else we got here? Rocky's one-liners was like just. I love that Rocky. He is Rocky. Like not too much, not too little. Rocky pulled up. He said, "Hey man, whatever I gotta do, I'm your boy. I'm in this thing. We Power Rangers for life." And he suited up, no questions asked, bruh. Cat too, but Cat more like, oh, Bay in trouble, gotta go save him. Which another thing, they've been established that Cat and Tommy was together, even though people don't like it. But the fact, JJ, they keep mentioning JJ. That's who I need to see next now. They got it. They got it open to where JJ could come in, take over the Green Ranger powers. The only thing that sucks is that JJ becomes the SPD Green Ranger like later on in Soul of the Dragon. And so even though Kat and Jason are together, are we in the Soul of the Dragon continuity? Or what Tommy said it best, like, that is a ending of Tommy. So we could have a whole nother, we in the multiverse now. So we could have a whole nother ending where they do the same thing, and Kat can pass the power, like pass the Dragon Zord powers off to JJ, and you can have JJ and me, and just, I would love to get different movies of like them passing off the Dino powers, and then like do that next with the Zeo teams. Like I would love to get like a reboot of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in today's time, but working alongside like whatever the newer teams are, like who is it, Cosmic Fury now, and then like give us like a Zeo, and then this would be the perfect time to like reboot SPD because Adam and Aisha chasing the Trubian Empire. So basically, they're the reason that SPD exists, and they're SPA. So they're chasing the Trubian Empire. So I mean, the Trubian Empire ducked off to Earth. They set up camp, and Aisha and Adam set up a base on Earth, call it SPD, and gave what's your name, Commander Kruger, head honcho. So that means Commander Kruger. So that means Commander Kruger is like under Adam and Aisha, but that just means where does that bird nigga come from? Like, is the bird dude from SPD with Adam and Aisha like on their team right now? It's a lot. That's a lot. There's a lot they can do with that. Like set up a SPD bridge movie now. Like I wanna see Adam and Aisha turn up one last time, and except I want them to do it with Zeo powers, but like make it like the Avengers. Like have it like Zeo. It could be the perfect time with like they don Zeo while some of them don Mighty, like Mean come back as the Mighty Morphin, and then have like the SPD. Like, oh, what if they do like SPD Squad A before they turn bad, like the original SPD Squad A, and then some Power Rangers and Space niggas. Like, bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, they could do so much shit at this point. It's set up to be amazing. They're not gonna do it. What else we got here? Um, let's see. Billy is basically Tony Stark, the GOAT, by the way. He is the Tony Stark of the Ranger universe. And I already kind of talked about it earlier, like with him like dibble dabbling the Morphin grid, but just the fact that he like builds like all this stuff for like the different Ranger people that's out there working and stuff. Like, he set up like the stuff like the invisible tech for Adam Aisha and SPA. Like Billy out here thugging it. Billy working, bro, and he got like hit like the command center, like is his like base, like it's his enterprise, but under it is the command center, which is fire. Like little stuff like that is dope. Like the Cranston Enterprise, like that's fire, bro. Like Billy is fucking Tony Stark. That's so dope, bro. You know, it's just dope that like we got to see like Billy's character, how it flourished, and like him getting with old girl from Aquatar. That's his bae. That's just dope to me. What else? We oh yeah, then they go to the juice bar. Rocky still got it with his moves. Zach still got it too. The fact that he threw it in hip hop keto was dope as fuck. That's just like, the little nostalgia in me. Again, before that, the putties slamming mean on the table is different. The putties are built different this entire damn uh special. That shit crazy. Um Whew, I had to power down. Yeah, my seat fell apart. Anyway, so I love that they stuck to lore again. with showing that Mean kept forcing, Mean kept, Mean wanted to be a ranger, and she went to morph, and it didn't happen, and she thinking that she's doing it for good, not realizing that it's really selfish motives that she got going on. Like she's being really selfish and really only like wanting revenge. You know what I'm saying? And like that goes to like lore how like the powers in the morphing grid. Like even though like certain situations where like you can be gifted a morpher from somebody. Like let's take Operation Overdrive. Like what was the dad name? The dad, like he created the powers through the morphing grid, but he chose those rangers. So the morphing grid, you know, basically trusted his decision because he knew that those people had something special about them to become rangers, and they became rangers. You know what I'm saying? You can't just like take a morpher and like morph with it. That's not the case unless like the said ranger gives you permission to do that. Example, Mighty Morphin, when they passed the powers to Rocky Adam Aisha, you know, they granted that, with the sword. I forgot what the sword was called, but like, that let the Morphin Grid know that like, okay, you trust this person to use your powers. I'm gonna allow it. Same with like another example, SPD. You know how like Sky wanted to be a Red Ranger, but he didn't get. Kruger didn't choose him to be the Red Ranger. He was the Blue Ranger. So in the episode where Jack lent him his morpher, that was a sign like the trust in him, and so because Jack gave him the morpher and gave him the okay, the morphing grid allows it, like and that's like it's really dope how like they let us. It's like the lore of like the morphing grid, like it's basically like you can't just become a ranger. You have to like you're chosen, even if it's like different situations of like your school created the problem, your teacher still chose you. Like with Jungle Fury, like they their morphers just tapped into like their soul, like what they had inside of them, and the morphing grid put the suit around them. Like the episode in Jungle Fury where old buddy he lost his lion. No, he wasn't lion. He was the tiger. He lost his tiger spirit, and he thought he couldn't morph no more. But the tiger spirit's in him. You just gotta draw it out of you. So you can't just take nobody's morpher without A, the powers accepting you to take up the mantle, or B, that person whose morpher it is allows you to use the power and they grant you the access to those powers. So like example, like because Jason granted Rocky, like he chose Rocky to be his successor, forever Rocky will be able to use the Tyrannosaurus powers no matter what. But the ninja powers is Rocky's, like they're not Jason. Jason will never be able to be turned into a ninja. But Rocky will forever have that. You know what I'm saying? But the Zeo powers is Rocky's. Like that's the Zeo Blue is Rocky. Like ain't nobody gonna be Zeo Blue but Rocky. You know what I'm saying? And then because he never accepted the turbo powers, he was never the Turbo Ranger. So like Blake will always be, that's his powers. Like he would be able to pass those powers on. Rocky just allowed Blake to take his spot as a Ranger. Um, so with that being said, Zach and Rocky take her back to the fucking to the command center, and he gives her the talk about like being a ranger and everything I just said. Like you can't do this because you want you want to. You're revenge. Like if you doing this for revenge, you ain't no better than Rita. You know what I'm saying? And it seemed like the talk worked and it was getting through to her. Just for her to be hard headed and turn around and leave again, I think Ming was the weakest link of the story. Like Ming, now I think about it, like Ming's like you could have took Ming out, had the death of Trini, and then like them finding the successor, like picture instead of like it being her daughter, and they just stumble upon Ming, and then like her selfless acts granted her the power of saber-tooth tiger, then that'd be different. But I don't know, like the whole revenge, like I get it again with the revenge plot, but like if anything, she was like, I don't know, like a lot of her stuff was just irritating because it's just like, you hard-headed little girl, like you deliberately going against Uncle Zach, and he ain't doing nothing but telling you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, what you need to hear, and he ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? And she just like, yeah, fuck it, and then she stole Billy car. She don't even fuck with Billy, and it was rough. That's just rough. Granted, I know, like teenager emotions all over the place, but still, that's still a lot. That's still a lot too. That's still a lot, my boy. But yeah, her not listening was like probably the most irritating part about the damn movie. Cause it's just like I know like she had she gotta be the teenager that's hard headed going against it, but it's just like nigga, like not only she did it like what? She did not listen. She did it twice. And it's just like, bro, like, after the first time and I'm getting beat up by putties, I'm not leaving. I'm sitting my ass at the damn command center with Alpha playing tic tac toe. Um, I love the Easter egg with Kat driving the crane because she had the crane Zord. Little stuff like that is funny. I love shit like that. I like little shit like that. I fucking spaz because you know companies don't do stuff like that, and the fact that Power Rangers does little stuff like that, it's just like chef kiss. Um, what else we got? Oh man, this video is becoming long, man. But it's this video. I love this special. This special is dope, bro. Um, yeah, like let's see. Oh, Rita was on 10 with the disrespect. The entire special, bruh. Like, she gave no fucks whatsoever. She was like talking greasy, like, I'ma send you with Trini at Billy. What you think? Like, Grana to Blue Dust? I don't know what you, man. That nigga Rita came back and was on gas the entire time. She wanted to smoke the chimney, the fire you started it with, and the big lighter. Bruh, Rita was gangster the entire time, like talking mad greasy, bruh. Like she was telling them, like basically, come get it, come catch the one, and she gonna send you where your mama at. Like she was talking mad cash, bruh. That shit was crazy. Like Rita was greasy the entire time, and then she was like, bruh, she was like, what she say to me, bruh? She was like, she said, "Song, bruh. Ah, dang, I wish I would have wrote it down, man." Rita was talking greasy the entire movie, bruh. I was at loss of words on this shit, bruh. Uh, the team infiltrated Rita's base. I thought that was fire. I think that's the first time all of them ever went to the Moon Palace. The only one that ever went to the Moon Palace was like Jason and Tommy. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm missing the episode where like they probably got captured and was on the moon base. I want to say Zach was probably at the moon, but maybe that was Billy. I remember one of them went to the moon base, but I definitely know Rocky and Cat never been there. So just to see them on the moon base was pretty dope. Um, let's see, just seeing Cat's reaction to Tommy's toy being drained and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, Cat, whenever Cat see her boo, she get weak in the knees, bro. I don't know what it is with Tommy and them Pink Rangers, bro. He gonna get him a Pink Ranger every time. But they at the moon base, and then Mean got captured because she was hard headed. You know what I'm saying? But she finally realized what it is to be a ranger and why her mom sacrificed herself for Billy, bro. And it's full circle, bro. And I know it kind of sucks to make Billy like that trope, but it's just like, bro, if you like Trini been saving Billy's ass for 30 years, bro. That's just their friendship. Like Trini gonna jump in front of something for Billy every time. And it ain't that like Billy can't hold his own, cause Billy lit now. Billy turned up, but Trini gon' pull up for Billy every time. Every time. It don't matter what it is. Every time, bro. Trini there for Billy. It don't matter what, and it don't even matter if he need her or not. She there. And so the fact that Ming did the same thing that her mama did, we get the full circle. But I know people may be upset that like Trini was fully morphed and died by the blast, and then Ming was in her civilian form and got protected by the saber tooth coin. But that goes back to the Morphin grid, and so I love that like they kind of pull for Super Sentai, like when like a Sentai character passes on their powers to somebody else, like that essence, their soul is still in their powers. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the Avatar effect, or for my anime niggas, it's one for all. It's all for one. No, it's one for all. My fault. One for all. It's one for all. Where like the quirk factor, when you tap into that quirk, when you're using like somebody else's quirk, you see their quirk soul, their essence, and like you get to talk to their soul basically. And but instead of like talking to their soul and Power Rangers, you tap into the Morphin grid taps into their memories, and like basically their essence lives on in the Morphin grid and in their powers. So when she finally like stopped being selfish and was selfless, Trini was the one that saved her daughter, not the coin. Like the essence of Trini saved her daughter in that moment, and passed like basically like when basically it was like the mentor giving you that one last lesson beyond the grave. And when you finally realize that lesson, you're at peace with the world. It's up in this moment when she like she basically like jumped in, basically gonna sacrifice herself for Billy. This like Trini essence inside the saber tooth tiger coin protected her, and then basically like passed on her powers to her daughter, gave her the okay. It's like, okay, now you know what it means to be a ranger. You're not selfish anymore. You're not out for vengeance. You here for the team. Let me show you how I felt about the team. And then like the Morphin grid showed her all the memories and stuff, which was fire. Nigga wanted to cry at that moment, but you could not shed a tear because we finally got the Morphin sequence with all of them reunited, the five of them as one, full team again, like the old time. And the fact that they let men say it was dope as shit. You know what I'm saying? And they did it in Ranger order again. Rocky, getting to be lad. Rocky getting the Red Ranger spots. You know what I'm saying? Even though I ain't gonna get on Rocky. I ain't gonna stay on Rocky. They did. We know Rocky. Actually, speaking of Rocky, Rocky had a badass moment, bruh. Like he came, like bruh had the most metal fucking part. I'll get to that. I'm jumping a little ahead of myself. Anyway, Ming get the morphin. She feels the power of the saber tooth tiger, and it's like the Avengers assembling again, bro. Like it's like instead of like, it's like the OG Avengers coming back in Endgame. That one last time, that one last hoorah, bro. It's just dope, and we got the successor, and it was dope about this Ranger team that we saw on the special. is that it paid homage to every season of Mighty Morphin, season 1, 2, and 3. We got Billy and Zach season 1. You know, it revolved around Trini, and it started off with the season 1 cast basically. We got Rocky, Aisha, and Rocky, Aisha, and Adam. You know, they were the season 2 replacements. And then Kat came, and Kat, she was only in Mighty Morphin for season 3. She was barely in Mighty Morphin season 3. She was just there long enough to morph like twice, basically. And then Zio started. So like, even though I consider her Zio Pink, she's a pink. She the Mighty Morphin Pink, bro. She that's her. She did that. She did that for a little bit. She held it down for the last couple episodes, my boy. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that we got representation for all 3 seasons, so you may have grew up like me, Mighty Morphin. I didn't watch Mighty Morphin till way later. To me, like Mighty Morphin, to me is the movie. So in my head, like I seen the movie, and then Zio was my season, and then Turbo came out, and like Zio and Turbo to me are like my two. Mwah. I love Mighty Morphin because like when I went back and was able to rewatch it and shit, and I fell in love with like the OG team, and I love the White Ranger. I fuck with the Green Ranger. I like the green. I like Jason with the Dragon Shield and stuff. Anything with Jason, I'm just gonna fucking fanboy out. But I love Tommy as the White Ranger because of the movie. Like to me, like Zio was my season, but the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, I was like, them niggas fired too. Like they got fucking wolves, ninja Zors, and they got wolf Zors and a bear, and they got dinosaur helmets, and I thought that shit was fire. Like the suits was fire. I don't know. My continuity in my head at first was all over the place, and then like I started learning about, oh no, Mighty Morphin was first. You know what I'm saying? But and then I wanted a Mighty Morphin. Morphin could never get one. That's why I love that they. I hate that they keep reselling a bunch of Mighty Morphin shit, but I love they keep reselling my Morphin shit. I'm part of the problem. I'm part of the problem. I'm the problem. Okay, I'm the problem. I'm the problem. But they need to sell some Zio shit too. Like, bro, I hate that like these was like San Diego Comic Con exclusive. Like these are Japanese ones, by the way. But um, getting off track. Anyway, we get the morph sequence, and then like we got them fighting. The fact that they pulled out their weapons, epic. You know what I'm saying? Cat turned up with the bow. My girl turned into Hawkeye. She was out here spatting on the bow. And then Rocky had one of the hold on. Rocky and Billy had some metal scenes, bro. That nigga Billy backstab fucking Rita, like that nigga, bro. That came from that nigga meant that. That nigga backstabbed the shit out of Rita and meant all of that. He was like, yeah, yeah, bitch, yeah, yeah, and he stood on that. He stood on that, and fucking Rocky came out of nowhere with the stab out the sky. That shit was crazy, bro. You know it's crazy. If Cal was like, damn, Rocky, that was hardcore. Like that was in the special. That you just that nigga Rocky said, man, these niggas, bro, I'm finna get my shine. Fuck y'all, bro. My nigga Rocky was waiting on that moment. He was waiting on that moment. They did Rocky dope with the little stuff like that. Like when Rocky had his moments, Rocky had his moments. They still did him dirty though. I get to it in a minute. But the fact that Billy, and this how you know Billy gonna always default to the Yellow Ranger, bro. He always defaulted to Trini. When Billy had to do something, or Billy was on a mission, he gonna default to Trini every time. And the fact that like Billy defaulted to Mean to go with him, like you and me, we in the Zord, and like that's just dope, bro. Like it's just like old times, bro. Like little stuff like that is so dope to me that like they pay homage to that, bro. And it's just like the mentor with the train, like with the pupil, bro. It was so dope. And then we got the money shots. The fact that they recreated the fucking Megazord shit in CGI. Y'all can talk shit all y'all want to, and you can say CGI was shitty. I liked how the CGI looked. Granted, it could have been better because of how CGI is today or whatever. But again, this was so last minute and so half-assed. You could tell that this was a passion project for the classic Rangers and like the production team. You could just tell it was a passion project. Like Hasbro and Netflix really didn't give a fuck about this, bro. So the money that they did and for the Zords and what they did, and it still looked good to me. But what we got, chef's fucking kiss. So y'all, if y'all got a problem with it, man, y'all pay for it. You know what I'm saying? But the money shot. When we seen all the Zords running, bro, that shit was epic, bro. I was 7 years old all over again. Man, I was like, yeah, 4 years old all over again, bro. Seeing them Zords run across the screen, and I literally in my head, I was like, I gotta buy the fucking Megazord before it go away. The Ascension Megazord. I need it. I need it now. Cause that shit just took me back to my childhood seeing the Megazords. Like I love seeing the suits and everything and stuff, bro. But when you see the Megazords, the shit real, bro. We out here. But it sucks that like Rocky still could sit in the Red Ranger seat, bro. Oh man, they did Rocky wrong, bro. Bro, Billy sitting in the Red Ranger seat, bro. That shit hurt, bro. Rocky, the only Red Ranger in history that's not the leader of his team, didn't get to do the Red Ranger shit like he's supposed to. Bro got delegated. He wasn't even the number two. Like, it was Jason. I mean, it was Tommy, then Billy with him, bro. And then when they went to Zio, it became Tommy and Adam, bro. Like, Rocky just got the shitty end of the stick. I love my guy, though. I love my guy, bro. I fuck with Rocky. Like, it ain't his fault, bro. It's just the cards he was dealt with, bro. It was the cards he was fucking dealt with. Anyway, um, finding out that Rita's plan was to travel back in time. And I don't know if she went. In my head, it seemed like she said she wanted to give knowledge to her old self. But if she's just her essence, once she just be able to fuse like her energy, just fuse inside her main body with her old energy, and like double, like you know how what kind of Dragon Ball super power shit she would have been on if she would have went back in time and succeeded, fused with herself, and then killed all the Rangers before they became Rangers. Granted, I'm pretty sure like Zordon would have had like a backup plan. Like he would have picked some more Rangers, but still, the fact that was her plan. That's pretty dope. And I already talked about the cameos from the other Rangers from different seasons, and that when shit the Bandora protocol happened, they was out there getting it, even though they got caught slipping. They all got caught slipping. And then I loved when everything was ended. Oh, the fact that Zach pulled out the blicky at the end and killed Rita, that was the finishing blow. Even though I kind of wish that Billy's backstab was the finishing blow to Rita, but we know like you gotta kill the ring, you gotta kill off at the end the right way. But that nigga Zach pulled that blicky out and said, "Yeah, nigga, this for Trini." Blasted her ass. Nigga turned to dust, space dust again. But it was dope getting back to the command center, seeing all the replacement Rangers on screen again. Like, again, the representation for season 2, season 3, season 1. Seeing all of them. It was just dope. It was dope, bro. It was dope seeing them all together again. And Aisha giving her blessing to Ming, taking up the mantle. I thought that was fire. And she needed that, because like she didn't get it from her mom. Like her mom didn't give her the okay, like, you're the new Saber-tooth tiger. I approve, even though her mom spiritually approved of her. But just to have Aisha giving her that okay, because Aisha was a Saber-tooth tiger. You know what I'm saying? And Aisha lost her Saber-tooth tiger power. Like Aisha powers got destroyed. You know what I'm saying? And then she didn't want to become after her powers got destroyed, she didn't want to become. She didn't want to do Zio. She didn't want to continue being a ranger. So she passed her. She gave her spot to Tanya. And so the fact that she came in, was a Yellow Ranger. I think she's the only one that Damn, Aisha is the only Mighty Morphin Power Ranger that came in later and then stayed and then didn't continue. Like everybody else that came in later continued on being Rangers. Yeah, cause I remember when I was little, I thought Aisha was just like in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Cause when they started doing Power Ranger playback and I seen that like season one, it was Trini. I was so lost, bro. But yeah. I damn, Aisha's the only one that came in season two. She started with Mighty Morphin, ended with Mighty Morphin. Same with Kimberly, and did not continue. Same with Trini. Damn. The Yellow Ranger is the only Ranger powers that the person didn't like continue on with the other season. Damn, that's crazy. Um, but yeah, Aisha giving her like the Aisha giving her blessings. You know, that was dope. And then we went back to the juice bar. You gotta get that classic juice bar ending. You know what I'm saying? And then them shouting out Ernie and Ernie's old recipe and stuff. And they made the cups and everything, and they look like the '90s, bro. Like I don't know, people may get upset that it was two '90s or whatever, but I fucked with it. I fucked with it. It was like it pays homage to it, and the fact that like the juice bar's still up and running. I fuck with it. I just wish we would have known who the new owners was. Like that's something I wish like Bulk and Skull would be the owners of, or like Tommy, because of what like in the Wild Force special, Tommy was over that the what you call it juice bar. I think he was. I want to say Tommy was over like the tropical juice bar that was in Power Rangers in space and stuff. But or it would have been dope that the black lady that ran the Power Rangers in space juice bar place. It would have been dope if she was over Ernie's now. But anyway, um, me telling Billy and Zach about the memories she saw and that connecting to the morphing grid and stuff, and then Billy's explanation, that the morphing grid is basically the goddamn infinity stones at this point. It's all knowing, ever whatever, the magic box. But Kimberly's song at the end, it was a song that she sung to Tommy, at the end of Green No More, that Green No More arc, and it was it was dope. I ain't really fuck with the song, but the scene itself was dope because that's like people don't know that's the last time you see all of the original cast together for the last time. After that, that's when the disputes between Zach, Jason, and Trini started. Like you didn't see them on screen. Fucking Jason's voice. It wasn't even Jason's voice no more in this suit. It was fucking what's his name? The dude from VR Troopers, Brad Hawkins. Like that was the one doing his voice and stuff. And then it was like weird voiceovers for Trini and Zach, I wanna say, but yeah. That's the last time you see all of them together. Was when they was like singing a song to Tommy because he wasn't the Green Ranger no more. And then like that happened, and like he's gone for like a couple of episodes, and he come back as the White Ranger. And then they passed the powers on to fucking Rocky, Aisha, and Adam. Yeah. So it's like that seems like really bittersweet. You know what I'm saying? Shed some tears. I teared up. I didn't cry to that scene because like I knew something like that. Like you just know something like that's gonna happen. But yeah. Other than that, the fucking closer, they recreated the original opening. When they turned, the original one for opener, except it was like updated for today. It was dope as fuck. It was just dope, and seeing the we saw their young selves, how they looked in like '93 and '94 and '95 and '96, because Cats was turbo. Like they used Cat's turbo portrait from that shit was funny, but they used Cat's turbo shit, and that's how you know how little of Mighty Morphin she was. She went. I don't even think Cat was in the Mighty Morphin opener. I need to look that up. If she was barely in that bitch. Cause then they went to like the Alien Rangers. Hold on, I want to see now. Hold on. Yeah, I was correct. She was like there for like a second. Like a couple of, like episodes like had her, like the whole evil cat thing didn't even like include her as a ranger until like after that, and then you know the kid arc started. I want to say the kid arc started anyway. Regardless, um, I gotta rate it. Bias 10 out of 10. No, like dead ass. Like the movie, the movie junkie in me rating it. Um, Probably a 9 out of 10, just because of nostalgia. The nostalgia factor's up there. Everything's dope. I wish it was longer. If it was longer, like the pacing was fine. Everything was fine. You can just tell that if it was longer, it could have fleshed out a lot. Could have fleshed out Ming more. You know what I'm saying? Could have fleshed out like what the Rangers was doing in between that year. Could have fleshed out like Cat and Tommy, JJ. I want to know how old JJ is. I hope he's like what they say, like junior. They said junior karate. That could mean any age though. I don't know. I don't know how junior karate works. Y'all let me know in the comments. Um, I hope I wish that they continue with stuff like this. It's there. Like the fandom wants it. We want it, man. It's there. We want it, bro. We're itching for it. And if they gotta use Mighty Morphin as the catalyst to like test the waters, then by all means, like continue. But I I really want more. I want Zio so bad. If they just give us one more and give us Zio, I'll probably be happy. But then I'm be greedy and want Turbo in space, Lost Galaxy, Lightspeed Rescue. I want it all. I want every season to get homage. I want every season to get something. Hell, even Samurai. And shit, it's crazy to think Samurai was 10 years ago now. Damn, it's crazy to think. It's crazy to think how many Power Rangers seasons we didn't get because of how Nickelodeon ruined Power Rangers. But that's a whole another conversation. If y'all enjoyed my talk in this discussion and my review, please let me know. Like I just want to talk about stuff I love, and I love Power Rangers, and I would love to talk about the lore, the comics, and stuff like that. I don't know, like if you see if this video popped up on your timeline, thank you for watching it. Thank you for enjoying. Thank you for enjoying me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't too much know how to say anything else for real, and I may get off subject, but uh, I actually wrote a script for this one, so I'm glad that like I did that and stuck to it. You know what I'm saying? That's my first time writing a script. Uh, I enjoyed this. I'm just happy that they did a Power Ranger special. I want more. I'm gonna go watch it again. I want this shit on. I want everybody should like watch it like 10 times so they can see it. The fact that it's number 3 on Netflix right now as of this recording, it's pretty dope. Like let them know, like hell, I'm pretty sure like other seasons, if they scratch top 10, they get renewed for another season. So hopefully Hasbro sees this, man, and gives us more, man. Like we just want more. We want the multiverse. We want everything, bro. Like we should have been doing what Marvel's doing on a grander scale. Hell, I want to cross over with Super Sentai. Let's make the Super Sentai stuff canon and make it to where like we can get the Q Rangers in a movie over here with I don't know who would the Q Rangers pair up with? The Space Rangers. The Q Rangers and the Space Rangers. That'd be epic. God, that'd be epic. That'd be so epic. Anyway, um, I appreciate y'all for watching. Appreciate you for staying this far, this long. This is I mean, this is a long video. It's a long review, but it's an in-depth review. And I'm finna end this so it don't get no longer. If y'all see my content, y'all know I can talk and be long and stuff like get be long. Wait, pause. Get long. Wait, pause. God damn. Y'all know I can ramble and stuff, man. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I'm out. Peace out.